goodness. This cat's huge, and I don't know how he got in this box, but he's always done this since I brought him home. Found him outside. He has to be close to, let me think. He's 17 years old at least. And look here. He's a monster. He's bigger, way bigger than my dog. And he got in this box. Catman. It's Bobby Catman. Look at him. Catman. Are you in the box, buddy? Now watch him get out. Come on. Look how big he is. And he was in that later. I'm going Arrowhead hunting. Alright, this is a perfect place to do some sifting. Look at this. Look at this broken up. And this stuff's been fired repeatedly. You can see it. It was probably about the color of that stone, and over repeated firing it just, you can see it blew it apart too. What blows it apart is moisture in the stone. When they start, it's softer stone too, all of it. You won't see much hard stone in fire pits. A few pieces, but it blew apart violently. You can see this ground, there's fire pits coming out all along here. See, right here's the evidence. There's a flake of black. It looks like black canola chert. This is what you want to look for. And then you can scoop up this loose stuff going right up into it. You can see how there's the base clay. There's still a little stuff laying on the base clay here. But there's evidence like this. These, see, there's another tiny flake of black, and that's higher quality. That looks like Coshocton. This is more cherty. This is more glossy and nice. But I even save these tiny flakes. I save it all, see? Well, that's fire rock. Even the tiny flakes, because sometimes you'll find the Arrowhead. And if you look through your flakes, see there's a tiny flake right there too. Finishing flake, just a micro one. There's evidence everywhere on these places, and that's what you want to look for. Base clay, right down into a deeper layer. And this is, you know, you're only scooping that much off. It's not like you're digging a hole. You know, probably where this rock terminates, yeah, that's base clay. So there's an inch of dirt there, and that's how I find all my points, in an inch of soil. Never dig a hole. There's no need to, because there's no hole to dig. There's only an inch of material on the ground. Same way with metal detecting. You're not going to have to look for your targets very, very hard if you're up in stuff like this. In the water, yeah, but up on the shore, no. About an inch of material usually. Well, anyway, I'll get back. This is, the water dropped dramatically, and it pretty much sanded it in from all the boat traffic you can see, and see how the sand's pushed up. It's what we're looking at today. Where I found that point yesterday, that translucent smoker, I sure as heck wouldn't have found it today. It wouldn't even be there. It'd be buried or washed away. I came to look at the water, because sometimes those boatways will go up and knock a point loose and suck it down, and it'll be laying flat out in the water. So when it's sanded in like this, you really want to look at the water. See, you can see some rock and stuff out in, and a point will glow because it's usually glossy material. That's probably river chert, or that's a piece of fire rock. It's blown apart, but you can see how that glowed in the water. I could pick it out easily. But I'll get back if I see anything. I'm going to go several places. I'm going to go to another place that I haven't sifted much here for like an hour. It rained on me the first part coming down in here. It stopped, but there's going to be a thunderstorm later, and I don't want to be too far away from home and get caught in that. Well, anyway, folks, later. Oh, sick! I was watching one of Commissioner Tom's videos, and he found a base of an E-notch that looked almost like this. And that's an E-notch thieves. Made out of, that's the base of it. It's coming up in, and right in here would have been the E-notch. Oh, sick! Oh, no way. And I found that black one here, made of black canola in my sifter, and right here's another one. A base of one. No way. Oh, that stinks. That's not whole. Right in this wash line where I picked it up, I flipped it. That's why I didn't show myself flipping it. I thought it was just a flake of flint for all the bigger it was. No. Oh, that's heartbreaking. It's Crooksville chert too, I would say, and the base is just polished smooth, and that would have been a nice one, about the size of the other one, I would guess. Sick. That's a sick one. And that lance I found broke sick too, like a week ago. That half of one, heck, it would have been 4.5 inches long. The thunder's rolling in down the river. Oh, it's pouring. I'm gonna have to look this real fast and get across the river. I can see a wall of rain coming, and I gotta load my kayak up. I'm gonna have to get out of here later. Yeah, just made it back in time. Ooh, and even thunder. Well, sorry, that's one breaking point on this hunt, but I couldn't help it. I'm gonna go get my mail now and do mail videos and stuff while this is going on. So watch some points out there. Alright, here's some other stuff. This is a Stringtown lance. This has a Jim Bennett COA. You can see how that base has those spurs on it, like the one I found a half of, made of Flint Ridge. This is an extremely good point. I purchased this, but it's definitely authentic. But here's the E-notch I found on video in my sifter. And I found this base in this 10 yards off of that. And you can see when they used these, a lot of them broke right here on the notches. Now look at this. This is Crooksville Brush Creek chert. And look how that lines right up on the base of that. It's the exact base. This side's gone over here, the right side. But that's a base of another one off the same site that would have been a little bit larger. This one I found in late 90s. It's also Brush Creek chert. You can see the orange spots on it, which is classic. It's just a smoker. Look at the orange spots on this side and the key notches. Found this laying out. I was walking down through the shore and had never found anything that nice on the site. And I saw it from 10 yards away. It was laying flat out up on the beach. I couldn't believe it. But these points are extremely rare for me to find. E-notches, it's like as good as a Clovis point to me, to try to build a collection of these. And look at that. It's another piece of the puzzle. I need, even the broken ones matter to me on stuff like this. That's like finding the base of a Clovis, especially being made out of Brush Creek. This is Black Kanawha. You can see how this one isn't beveled. It's like Thebes E-notch-ish, but you can see the spur right there on that side. And I've showed you this before, of course, because I found it. But I got it back out because I found this base, and I keep all the stuff together. I'd say this one came from 15 miles down the river. On the Ohio side, these are West Virginia points. E-notches of West Virginia. There they are. Man, this is a nice one. I was happy to find that. Just the tip was sticking in my sifter. I had no idea what it was, and I saw it like that, and I took my sifter up on the beach, and when you saw it, I saw it. I didn't know it was this. That's a heck of a nice find for me. And this Black Kanawha chert E-notch from West Virginia, and the Brush Creek chert breaking one. Huh? That's a shame. You can see the brake's old. I looked at it under a magnification. The brake was broken by the Indian, for sure. It's that old of a brake, and that had just coming out of the bank during the last high water. I'll do mail call too. Some people sent me some stuff, and we're gonna preview a giveaway and all kinds of stuff here in a few days. Later. All right, I'm back on the river. This is where I found that hold coin that could possibly be a trade item. And I got another Mississippi point. You can see, like I've talked about, burn up fire rock. I'm scooping it right off the base clay in a layer about this thick. But right here, got a little triangle. It's not the greatest point I found, but it ain't bad. It's kind of uniface here on the back side. It's almost all there. The tip doesn't even look like it's broke. It just looks like it's it's real thin, like most of them are. Just an average one. Maybe a $3 or $4 point. But I'm happy to find it. Here's another little tutorial for you here. See this place in here? You know, most average people would look at this and be like, there ain't nothing here. See right here? See this fire rock? You can't hardly tell because it's mudded in. It's banked straight up and down. I just found that Fort Ancient point. See what I'm doing? Moving some of these logs away. See the fire rock in here? This is all Indian, all of it. And like even this log right here in the surface, probably stuff, see? Cracked up fire rock in behind it. And you know, I started doing this about when I was 10, hard. Didn't really know what I was doing until I was 16. And been looking since I was 5, 6 with my dad. Takes a while, takes years. That's why I'm doing this. I don't want you to have to spend years trudging around and not finding nothing, or thinking you're finding good stuff when there's way better stuff in the ground. There's way better stuff in other places. There could be anything laying here. I found an Amos point here last time I was here, and that real nice black beauty one right in this area. So I know there's great stuff in the ground here, and I'm gonna pick at it till I find something else later. Yeah, I just cleared off some logs and stuff, and daggone it, this bottle not to be sold, and it says S-T-R-O-U-D-S Stroudsburg Brewery Company, Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania. Ah, look, it's an old break. You can see the sludge patina on it. Oh, that would have been a Daymaker bottle. Don't have it. Stroudsburg, PA. I'm gonna take it and maybe just cut it off there and use it as a pencil holder or something. Oh no, that would have been awesome. Well, later fix. Another point, it looks like an Amos. I found one made out of like a Crooksville chert here. See if you can see it. It looks like it has some tip damage, but I'll still take it. It's gonna be the water's perfect today. Right here. It's right there. Oh, it just has a little tip nick, and I would say it's an Amos. It's a sharpened down one. It has a slate tip nick, but it's still a pretty nice little point. Real ground base. I found a classic Amos here, and there's other stuff with these points associated with it, like sometimes Garth Slaw points, big sandy broad bases. It just depends on the site. There's old stuff associated with them always. I'm not really here looking for Mississippian points. There's multiple sites coming out of the bank here. The banks, you know, clear up into there, the top of it, and it's straight up and down. So there's a heck of a lot of time coming out. The Mississippian stuff, I saw the fire pits up in the bank. They're about, I don't know, 10 inches from the top, 12 inches from the top. The water really doesn't go up and down here and put sediment on it since they put the dams in. But the layers where the Amoses are coming out are clear down at the base of the bank. So places with shorter banks, you won't find the Amoses, but they're there. They're just completely buried. You'd have to do a major excavation. But you can see what I'm doing here to find this stuff. That bottle is laying in here. It's come out of the bank too, right up on top. If I don't see a bunch of glass or otherwise, I'd be looking for a dump up on top. But the layer here is only about this thick. And I'm scraping, you can see the fire rock in here. I'm scraping this stuff off, and then I'll just throw logs back on it and move on to the next spot after I set this later. I got a bunch of flint in my pocket too. Hold on here. Finding all kinds of real nice flint. Little finishing flakes of real high quality stuff, and some real translucent, that cobble agates. But yeah, it's just flint anyway. That's probably a little wind scraper there. It's not that nice. But this stuff, man, it's just, that's flint ridge there. This is that cobble agate. But I just got this broken triangular, and it's real nicely made, but it's broke. Got this nutting stand, you can barely see the holes there, and then on this side there's two right together. Take that. I got two decent points and a broke, and I've been here 45 minutes. I got flint in my other pocket too. See, there's some, that's worked. Nothing great yet. See, real translucent stuff. And check out this stuff. Just, you know, a point out of that, like that point I found 2 days ago, the white translucent one. That's just what I'm after. You know, this point's all right, but, and that's Crooksville. It's stained up. You can start, it'll lighten up and see the orange spots coming on it. This is Crooksville Brush Creek chert. It's just been in that mud. It'll lighten up after a couple days, but I'll get back on my next find. I came down to get a drink. I thought I'd show you what I have later. All right, I'm up there about 40 yards. I had to walk back here to my kayak and get my GoPro, and I'm just gonna take my stuff up there. There's a big beach, and I got this in the screen. This is Coshocton flint, and it's of a real nice quality. It's got a little translucency to it, but this is Upper Mercer. This is the nice quality stuff. It'd be nice if it was blue and black, but some of it's this color. But I got another Mississippian point in my screen, and it's a Daymaker. It's about that big, and it's just dime thin, and it's perfect. I did it, folks. I got, you know, I've been here in an hour and a half. I got 3 points, an end scraper, a nutting stone, and all them flakes, and a broken Mississippian point, and this is right where I found that old coin. Plus I got that broken bottle. That would have been a Daymaker if that was whole, but I doubt that bottle was that rare. I think that town's probably larger than like the bottles I'm hunting for around here. Like Martin's Ferry's a small town. Those bottles, you know, like that one I found a couple weeks ago, that's pretty scarce. I have a Hutch Cola that's respecs too. I'll show you that at the end of this video with the one I found. One's out from the vault. Later. I'll go over here and give you a peep show of this. Haven't even made it up on this beach yet. See, fire rock, and there's gonna be a nice layer in here too. Look at it all here. If you want to find stuff, I'm telling you, do what I'm doing. See it all in here, coming down. This tire will hold stuff in. You kind of have to look at this stuff laying on the shore kind of like a planet, attracting like something in space. It's, you know, attracting the gravity of it. It pulls the points in like that. That's kind of how I look at it. I know that's kind of a weird comparison, but it's how I look at it. It sucks that stuff in. That's how Chuck found that big blade. It was right under that. It settled in there and settled down on the base clay and worked its way under, and it held it in there. Like that log right there on the bank. The back side of this will be good. Even this, see how this fire rock and this barge rope, these barge ropes, you want to pull them out and sift under them too. See, they're holding this fire rock in here. This is what you want, folks. I'll give you a peep show over here of this Mississippian point. Look at all this stuff here in the water. I found it right up in here. See, same principle. This log, base clay. Look at the stuff laying on it. Look in here. This stuff's worked its way down in here. I'm going to try to get this out of here and scrape all of this. There's only about this much of a layer of stuff right on hard base clay. I need to come multi-detect this too. But I'm just going to wait till I get a waterproof detector. I'll try to get on that as soon as possible. I got that Garrett Ace 400. My dad bought it for me, and I don't want to bring it out here and ruin it. I want to have it the rest of my life. But let's go over here. See if you see it. I'll have to get pictures before I pick it up. This is just a sneak peek. You want to look at your screens real good too. You want to pull all this clay out. And most of the time you want to break it up because there can even be points that settled in it. Take all the big rocks out after you look at it a few times. Take these out, and then keep screening it and keep looking. Look till you're sure there's nothing in it, because I saw this one. Look here, and it's dime thin. It's gonna be a nice one. And anytime I can get a whole one of these for one of my big frames, and this is a good one. Most of them are damaged, impacted, and they're all busted apart, but this one is not. Let me get some pictures with my phone so I can put them at the beginning of the video or something. I like to put close-ups on my point so you can see the surface and the patination and what they look like. And, you know, don't believe everything you see on here. There's guys that aren't finding legitimate items that are planting points in almost every video. And, you know, it's a disgrace to some of the guys that are out walking fields in Ohio that are spending days and days doing it and coming home with broken points and hoping for 1 point a week. And there's dudes throwing down like G10 perfect ones once or twice a week to get subscribers. And, you know, I'm not calling anybody dumb or anything. Most people don't have any idea what I'm even talking about in most of these videos. Like the Upper Mercer, you know, this is what I've done my whole life. And I don't expect like the average housewife or something to watch my videos. And, you know, I'm going to try to take it down to the more basic and try to explain things so you can be educated on it at least as much as I am. I've been doing this, you know, over, well, 40 years, but I say 30 because for 30 years I've known what I'm doing. Like, straight up. I know how to spot fake points. I know how to look at points under a microscope. I know the forms of points. I know what I'm finding when I find it. And a lot of 95% of people don't. That's why fakes are being sold on eBay for $800 and $900 a piece, guaranteed authentic, and they're just horrid. Just because they have a COA doesn't mean they're real. Go back and watch my giveaway and watch the COAs I give away. If you don't have COAs like that on your points, you're getting hammered. Unless it's Jerry Dickey or like Ken Partain. Those guys I think are good too, but I just haven't used them. But I think they try to do a good job and only paper authentic things. I just have not sent items to them, but I know they're respected. I respect Jim Bennett and Dwayne Rogers. You see fishy stuff, get that paper on them. Ask the seller to paper them by those people when you'll buy it, and they will not, because they know the stuff's not legitimate. Hope that helps. Later. All right, I'm back. Let's pick this bad boy up. I got a couple pictures of it. Let's get that little basal thinning streak on them. Most of them were basally thin like that. It's a true bow and arrow point. And this one's, it's as thin as a quarter of the full length. These things are masterpieces. They are. This is a nice one. It's perfect. It's called a Madison, you know. I'd say it's 1,000 years old. Right in around that. Look at that big basal thinning streak on that side. You can see it there. See that channel going up, chipping channel. Another little one on this side. You can see it there. I'll kind of flip it in the light. See it? Basal thinning streak. It's right where it would have been hafted on the arrow shaft. That's why they did that. Beautiful point. Later. Notice that when I found it, this Mississippian point here, this Madison, has a translucent tip on it. Look at it. That's nuts. That makes it nicer. I like it. Later. Oh man, let me find this again. I just found a friggin' heartbreaker. Now where is it? Man, this stuff's hard to see. Yeah, I see it now. Look at that flake there. But look right here. Oh, sick. Oh, sick. That might be a pentagonal. I can't tell. I'll have to look at. Oh, sick. And it's that green river cobble stuff that's, you know, I'm behind a bunch of trees and stuff, but oh, sick. Oh no, that would have been a month maker. Look at that. It would have been huge. It would have been at least almost to there. Depends on if it was a pentagonal, but that kind of looks like it has serrated edges. Oh, that would have been a beauty. Oh no, that's a daggone shame there. But little over an hour, folks. Later. All right, see what I'm doing here? Peeling this off. The base clay's right there. So there's only that line of stuff, and you can see the fire rock laying in. Now look at this bank. Right along the river like this, look at below the bank. Look at the fire rock bleeding out. All this is siftable stuff, and there's points laying right here all over this beach. That's a lot of time. You know, this bank's about 12 foot high, 11 and a half to 12. I'm standing right at the base of it, and I'm like 6'3" and a half, I'd say. This is a good place, and why I'm in business is this is where I raked out the point right back there where with Aunt Nellie's rake. And you can remember there was only like that much beach because the water was way up. It never really changes here, and this is kind of a rarity. Look at the beach I got now. I'm not sifting blind. That's why I'm finding stuff. And this point, I think about this stuff the whole time I'm here. This base kind of looks like a Susquehanna broad point from Pennsylvania, and I'm way up the river from where I normally look. Man, something a little different. Nice basal thinning strike on it, and the base is all ground up, and that's why I'm looking here. I like that Mississippian point, but there's old stuff here. That lance that I found, let me hit this. That root ball right there, that big Stringtown lance that I found, that much of it that would have been double that size, was from right around there. That's why I'm here. The old stuff, the Amos points, stuff like that. But I'll take these Mississippian points. There's just multiculturals coming out of this bank, layers, and it's all coming down here, and then it's going to get washed in the river or destroyed eventually. You know, the water's different here. It's shallow out, and when a big boat comes by, it really pounds the shore. That's why all this stuff's washed out. You can see how the waves have also pushed logs in here. That's the only thing that it pushes them in, and it's that one's going to be hard getting out, but I will. I hope these tips help. I've been doing this a long time, and if you do this, you're going to find more stuff than you've ever found. If you've just walked cornfields and stuff, you're going to find a lot of stuff. Later, fly ash in here, you can see railroad crap. There's railroad spikes. There's a railroad spike, but there's a piece of that translucent river cobble agate. That's what it looks like. Definitely not front ridge. That came out of a cobble. I'm looking around. You can see the evidence here. It's just a shame. Heck, that looks like it's been, maybe not, but I can't tell. I'm gonna see if it's not nice enough. But you can see the stuff here. I've been on this beach before. It's where I found like 4 nutting stones. The water's dropped. I wanted to come over and look at it. See the fire rock mixed in with this stuff. See it in here, but there's all this fly ash, and that really messes up the sifting. We'll take this piece as reference. But you can see here, there could still be something nice laying out here. I found some nice Hopewell points in this area before, with real big fantail bases, years and years and years ago. It's just this fly ash messed it up. Can't sift, and you know, it's kind of holding the stuff down in the ground. Man, look at this big log coming up here. Somebody's took some slices in that too. Huh. I will get back. I'm just going to surface hunt this real quick and get in there further and sift. There's a better place on down that doesn't have this. I thought I'd come up here and surface hunt it. But there on that last site where I found that Mississippian point and stuff, I went way farther north and sifted a beach. And there's a colonial home site above it somewhere in the woods, because there's colonial stuff on the beach, pottery and stuff from the 1700s. I'm gonna have to get on the metal detecting because I will clean up over there. But anyway, I will get back on my next find if there is any. I'm just kind of looking around and seeing what I can locate today. I have to continually do this to be able to find enough points for video, because I'm only one man. I have to be out, I have to be on it, and I have to be out all day, 29 out of 30 days, or as long as I go till I find a video. Some days I cut it short if I find a nice point. I won't lie, I don't stay out all day. I'll cut it short and come home, but some days I don't find nothing if the water's up or it's thunderstorming. Yesterday I was going someplace to sift and a thunderstorm hit and it ruined my day. But you'll see a base of an E-notch where I found the other black Kanawha E-notch, and this one's made of Crooksville. It would have been about that big, would have been awesome, but broke and then had to leave. I want to go back over there maybe tomorrow morning, I don't know. But I'll look around here. I left a nutting stone here, a big one, and I'm trying to locate it. But I will get back at you later. I was trying to locate a crappie nutting stone, and look, that one was laying right there. Look, when I turned it over, that's a nice one, man. That's pretty nice. We're taking that one for sure. I'm gonna flip over all these rocks because it's hard to tell. There has to be tons of arrowheads here. There has to be tons of them. It's just this fly ash has completely ruined it, except for surface hunting. I think it's burying everything, but this is a good find. And that stinks, a bird just went by. I'm gonna walk all the way down through here. There's another find. I'll set it right there and get it on the way back up too. I got about 50 yards to walk through this fly ash, and I'm gonna get my kayak back the other way. And you know, there's a nutting stone right there. I'm positive. I'm probably gonna have to dig this one out. Hold on, let me turn this off and I'll pull this out. Yep, another one. Let me find where, here's this one. I'm just gonna take these baits. Look at the moss growing on that. Can't fake cat folks. There's 2 holes in this side, and it's all stained up from the mud, but you can see the hole right there in the middle right there. It's not a great one, but I'm gonna take it. It's nice enough, and it's an artifact. You know, let's see, my kayak's right there. Walked this far and found 2 nutting stones. Well, anyway, I'll get back to you if I spot any more. That's nuts. And that one time I was back here, I found multiples. And there's another one here someplace that I haven't found. It was real big. I don't know where it's at. See, it just turns to nothing here. Just that quick, nothing. Bad conditions. Just one stretch here. And you know, it all looks bad. You wouldn't expect anything to be here. It's just because I'm out. And see, there's evidence everywhere. This is Indian campfire rock right here that's falling out of that bank up there. This needs some more exploration, but I don't know how to go about, these things are kind of pretty. I don't know how to go about working with this fly ash, because once you get that stuff in your screen, it's so hard to pick through that you hardly can't find nothing. So I don't know what to do here. Flip these rocks over up here. See, that's a piece of Indian campfire rock, a big piece. That almost looks like a hole right there. I think it is. Maybe not, but I'd like to find a big effigy or something on one of these one day. I found engraved rocks that are awful odd. Don't see nothing here, but look at the evidence. That's all fire rock up in there. Just I'm not only found that one piece of flint. But anyway, I'll load these nutting stones, 2 more funds in the boat, and I'm gonna get down here and sift. If I see anything, I'm not gonna stay too much longer. It has to be getting later in the day. There's a little flake of the same stuff here. I'm gonna show you a tip-off one. It's just ridiculous material. And look at this. I'd say this is a tip-off one of these little Flint Ridge bird points. And you can see it's snapped, and it would have been a day maker. But you can see the translucency. Look at it. Jeez, that would have... Oh, this is the kind of stuff I'm after. And let me get in my pocket. There's high-quality flint flakes everywhere in here. You see the keys down there. I got this big flake of this. Look at this stuff. This is that green river cobble agate, or whatever the heck this stuff is. Look at this. Oh, imagine like a big serrated Amos made out of that. And I have that one made out of this same green stuff. That one that's like in my Find of the Year video 2018, and it's part of a cache of serrated points I found. I don't even know how many there is. That white point that I just found in one of my last videos laying out was right below where I sifted that cache. And I have the flakes off of it and other points made out of the same block of that clear stuff. I have 2 more serrated points that were in that cache made out of that looks like the same stuff. But let me get in my pocket here. I like to show the flint too, so you can see I save it all. So then when I come back, I know like what the heck's going on, you know. I don't want to be digging in the place and finding the flint over again. Look at this. This is just from like 20 minutes here. Look at the Flint Ridge flakes. Look at this stuff. That's Flint Ridge, and it's real translucent from Central Ohio. There's a piece of like colonial pottery off that site. That's from it's early 1800s, late 1700s. I can tell. I found a bunch of it in the past. I haven't really delved into that in my YouTube channel yet, but we're going to get into everything on here. I'm just going to be out every day, all day. I've been out since this morning, and I'm going to stay out as long as I can take it. Later. Oh, folks, I did it. I found a lot of stuff real quick, and then I looked around. I came to a spot that Chuck looks a little bit, but I'm off of where Chuck looks. I think I was in Chuck's flint piles a little bit ago, and man, if this point's whole, it's I'll give you another peep show here. Look at this black point right here, and this is just how I saw it. I can't see if the tip's there or nothing, and you can see the base clay stuck to it. I was scraping that base clay, and let's see what else is in here real quick. You can see I got the base clay, and that point was right on it. Oh, look at that. It looks like Coshocton flint. Oh my, and here's another flake. Burnt fire rock. Here's another flake. Oh, folks, oh. I'm gonna get a picture. Oh, if this has the tip on it, it's a day maker, a week maker. Oh, that's what I've been looking for. I needed a good one today. Let me get pictures of it, how it lays, and then we're gonna pull it. Heck yes. All right, boys and girls. We're gonna pull this bad boy. Let's pray this is whole. I hate to even pull it, but it might be a pentagonal, but I don't know. Let's see. Oh, yes! Oh, this ain't no pentagonal. This might. Well. Oh man, this is just this is a beautiful point. It's ground. Might be pentagonalish, but man, that is just a smoker. Oh man, I needed that. You know, that Mississippian point's nice and stuff, but this point is a smoker. Oh, it's perfect. That is nice. That is a nice point, and it's made out of that. You can see like the green streaks through it. It's that green cobble agate, non-translucent kind. It's just, oh, that's beautiful. Look at it. Oh, folks, I did it. I'm glad I can share this with you guys. This is real hunting. This is real finds every video. There isn't any BS here. Look at all the burn up fire rock, and I'm telling you, if you listen to what I'm saying and do this, you're gonna find more stuff than you've ever found in your life. Later. Right. This old boy's had enough. I got a boat full of artifacts now. Multiple nutting stones there. Whole big pile of flint and a whole pile of points. And the black one's a day maker. It's green. Look at that. All right, I did it. Plus a nice Mississippian point with a translucent tip. All that stuff today. Thank you, Indian spirits. Folks, you see dump digging next. I went yesterday a while, like, I don't know, 3 hours maybe, found some acro marbles and some more buttons and blah blah blah. You know, you'll see it. But thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I hope the tips help. Later. Alright, here's one more clip on this video. I will do mail call on the next one because this video is going to be too long. I have dump digging clips backed up. I have arrowhead hunting clips backed up. I have so many arrowhead hunting clips, it's ridiculous. I'm just going to do today's on this. But here's the frame of buttons. I added all these turquoise, like light blue beads into. Made the color pop a little bit. I got to fix that one a little better, but makes for a little nice, pretty nice frame, and that's done now. This is what you can do. I will put where they're from and all the information on the frame with a white pen, and on the back about what video they're in and whatnot. So there you go. We'll start another frame of buttons now. Later, folks. Alright, I arrowhead hunted this morning, went home, power nap, ate lunch, and I'm back at the dump. And I sure as heck haven't found one of these before. That's a blue jar. It's a shame that don't have embossing on it, but I'll take it nonetheless. I don't have one of them. Later. Alright, I'm on this new dump. Another dump I've been looking on video, but not much is close to this. This is just like a section off the beaten path that I didn't know about. People dump to. I got my first marble. Ooh, look, I didn't even see that. There's an old spark plug. It's probably a champion. Let's see. Yep, champion. It's like orange or red script. I'll take that from my buddy that's into cars. But I got a marble, but I got that blue jar and I got this little blue one. I'll clean that little one up. I like it. But look here, I think this is an acro. Oh, that's nice. I'm pretty sure this is an acro marble. Look at that. It's all clear base with that. I'll wipe it off and get back. This is a good one. Good one for my collection. Later. Yep, it's one of them clear base ones with the blue patch, and like this one has more of a white on the outside, but you can see it's real nice. Look how translucent it is. That's a nice one. Well, anyway, I'll get back on my next find. Hopefully I can get into a whole bunch of marbles. I got one button up there by my thing, but it's a newer plastic one, but it might be Bakelite. It's pretty nice. It's big. It's a cute button. But that's it so far on them blue things. Look at this. I just raked this out seconds later. It says Wards, W-A-R-D-S, standard quality. Number 12, made in the USA. That can all be cleaned up with electrolysis and it'll look great. Look how good the top is. Take that too. Take both of them. Later. Look, it's busted. Look at the color on that. Turquoise and navy blue kind of. That would have been a smoker, and it's probably an acro corkscrew. I'd say that's what it is with that line. It would have corkscrewed around. That's an old acro like that other one. If I can get into the old acro, I'm gonna save that. If I can get into the old acro marbles, this will be worth the trip right away with like 5 or 6 of them. Later. No, I've never found a fork like this, and I just rubbed that. Look at that silver coming through. I don't know if that's solid silver. It kind of feels like it. I'll have to get that cleaned up. That's kind of cool. Huh. Later. Yeah, here's another big, like, soup spoon. That's silver plate, but it has something on it up there, and that's old. You can see the silver on it. I'll take that. I've got a huge collection of old silver I haven't even cleaned up. Probably at least 1,500 pieces of it. Knives, forks, spoons. Just, I find it every time. Later. All right, I'm at least 6 yards off where I found them buttons. And right here's another shell one for that frame. It's very fragile, but you can see it. Right there it is. Out of a freshwater clamshell from the Ohio River probably, and these are all handmade. So I got another one for the frame. Later. I got poison ivy all over the place, but I'm back in the buttons. Right over there's the hole, right around this tree. It's where I got the other ones, and I'm back on them. I've already seen broken up ones. You can see some of this powder in here. That's old shell buttons, but some of them are good. This is a muscle shell one too. Have some like it. It's like a cuff button maybe, but it's a handmade button. It's another one for the frame. Put her in there. I'll get back on my next one later. You can see there's a big thing sticking out right there. I got a button now. What's that? Huh. It's a seal out of something, I think. Or it's a piece out of a pocket watch. But look at these. If these things are whole, that's a big chemical bottle. That's kind of cool. Then I got a round one right by it. Then another little brown square, and I think I'm going to take him. And look, that's an older bottle too. That's a cork top. Shame it's not embossed. But I'm looking. And look, do you see it? Another mussel shell button. And man, these are fragile. Look at this one. Oh, it's beautiful. It's handmade. It's made out of a Ohio River mussel shell. I have to be real careful with that one. I'm finding some alright stuff, and that's a shame on this prescription bottle. That's New Martinsville, West Virginia. It wiped off. See, it just comes off. So I have a few of them that are perfect. But anyway, I'll get back at you later. Raked out another one of them like pavers. Mount Savage Stoker. And that's in real nice shape. Take that too for landscaping. Later. Anyway, I try to mount this here. You can see me pulling this bottle out. Oh, it's a milk. Oh, it's slick. That's a slug plate, but it's slick. That stinks, man. Thought it was a milk, but we'll take it anyway. Make sure there's nothing down in that. Yeah, this one. Ugh. That's a jip, isn't it? Man. Well, anyway, yeah, I already got poison ivy right there on my wrist from yesterday, or the day before, I don't even know. I've been so tired from digging, I get home, power nap, and come back up here. I don't even know what's going on most of the time. But I'm kind of well rested, but not really, or today. I slept in the other day, but I got a marble. See if you see it back in there. It's right here. It looks like another one of them acros. I think it is. Oh, it is. And look, it's got that blue patch, and then it's gonna have, oh, this is nice. Look at that pattern on this. Let me get it wiped off later. Look at this bad boy. You can see it's really translucent. It's got that window going in. Look at that beautiful pattern and that baby blue. That's nice looking marble, and the condition's just nice, and it's an old acro agate made in Clarksburg, West Virginia, I would assume. But not bad. You can see my stuff's piling up here. It's too bad on that milk. That stinks. It would have been a day maker if it had been a Wheeling dairy or something. I got a few more of these blue things. I'm just looking around. I can't really dig much because I'm having to cut roots and stuff out, and it's taking me a long time. Later. Well, I just raked this little mouse head out, and it's perfect. And look, it's not broke. It must have set on something, so I'll put that on a bottle or something. That's really cool, and it's perfect. And I got this glass bead, and look at that one. It's nice, that little glass bead. Put that head right there, and then I'll show you this. Look at these bottles up in here, man. You just gotta look around. This layer wasn't like this. Let me cut this stuff out, and then I'll be back. There's a bunch of bottles sticking out later. And look at this, folks. There's just stuff everywhere. Right here's a Sistersville, West Virginia. It says Sistersville right there, Art Deco soda from the 30s or 40s. That's got a crack in it. We won't take that when I have a bunch anyway. Here's a cork top whiskey, but it's slick. Don't want that. But look at this. It's hard to tell what'll pop out of here. See, there's another one of these Sistersville Art Decos. There might be a nice milk in here, or some nice marbles. Oh, look here. Another one of them blue glass beads. We'll take that. Huh. See if I can't rake out something here. Look at this. There's another one. Must have been a whole necklace in here. And there's pieces of other ones that are broke. And look at this. There's another whiskey. It's slick. Whoa. Don't want that. Well, I'll do this a minute more. It's hard to hold this and dig. But this is all loose in here. Oh, there's another bead. Look at that. These all can be cleaned up. The whole necklace must be right in here. I'm gonna turn this off because I want to dig. Ooh, what's that? And nothing. I want to dig and try to find as much as I can. I'll get back on my next find, but you can see what I'm working with. See, there's milk glass. I can just take all that I wanted. Ooh, I see another bead. These things must be everywhere in here. Here's another baby blue bead. And they're perfect condition. Later, I'll get back when I'll get a pile of stuff going on, a nice find. I will show you later. And there's a bunch of stuff here. Didn't expect this. But do you see it? Right here. Another hand cut mussel shell button. Yes! Like these. Since I got the frame of them, I might just start another frame. And look at this. That's an old hoe. Look at that. And I just got that Dr. Sewell's, and I'd like to have this one real nice. It's Logan, West Virginia. But anyway, I'll get back on my next one. Later. Get out, folks. Mr. Salamander. Look at him. All right. Let me get him up here and get him out. Man, he's really an active one. Watch it, buddy. I'm not gonna hurt you. Put him up here. Look at this old boy. Here you go, buddy. I'll put that up here so you can get under it. He's going back in there. We'll have to make sure we don't dig there. That was cool. Love lizards. That would have made a good pet, but I got enough pets. We'll let him stay up here. But look at that layer up in there. I'm on a good layer. Try to get some more buttons and stuff and get out of here. Maybe a few more marbles. I have potential for a good bottle. I just raked that big one out there. It's probably like ammonia or something, but it's a shame on that milk. But we'll get some more stuff. Yeah, we'll just pick it up. Ew, that's some grossness. We'll put him up there. Let him. Some kind of larva for something. Ew. Yuck. Look like something off Alien. Alright, you can see this stuff I dug out here. There's kind of a nice strap for beverages, and that'll clean up to look brand new. Got lots of blue glass. I got that head. Got spark plugs. I got all kinds of beads and buttons and a few nice acro marbles. And that's about it. That milk would have been a day maker, but not as good as I usually do. But I got buttons for the frame, so not bad. I'll put Arrowhead clips or something on this too later. Alright, I just picked this up. It has a heart on it. It looks like a 4-leaf clover or something in there, and it's real ornate. Might be a money clip. I think it is. I think it's an old money clip. We'll have to get that cleaned up. Put that down in with the marbles and stuff. That was just surface fun walking out of here. Well, anyway, later.